In 1996, the U.S. government got a tip-off about corruption in the IBF. It started investigating ratings chairman Doug Beaver's boss, the president and founder, Bob Lee Sr.
There had been allegations for many years about corruption in boxing, and we saw this as an opportunity to shed light on an industry which was in need of reform.
For a year, the FBI got nowhere investigating President Lee's business deals. They needed an insider. Doug Beavers was their man.
It was a Sunday afternoon, and I was working in the yard at my house, and my wife and daughter had just gone on a bike ride.
I got out of the car, and we all walked across the street. I identified myself and Agent Richards and Agent Hale, and I indicated to him that I wanted to talk to him about corruption in the boxing industry. He invited us in, and as he was walking up the stairs into his home, he turned and looked at me.
And I said, "What took you so long?" It was just something that in the last year or so we had got so silly with a lot of the stuff we were doing. It was just the writing was on the wall, so it had to happen.
We spent a brief time with him. He was looking for assurances of what would happen to him.
I guess the thing that was going through my mind was trying to get him out of my living room before my wife and daughter come back.
I told him that we weren't able at that point to determine what assurances we could give him, that I had to talk to the United States Attorney's Office. And we left.
Beavers agreed to cooperate with the government in return for non-prosecution. His monthly ratings meetings with Bob Lee Sr. took place in a Virginia hotel. He agreed to wear a wire, and the FBI videotaped the meetings from a stakeout next door.
What we saw was not so much evidence that there's any kind of fixed fights, but that it's much easier to fix the ratings, because the ratings determine who fights for the title. And if you can fix the ratings, you can essentially fix who fights for the title. And title fights is what determines money.
And I figure if they'll come up with $50,000 for a regional fight, if we got them in position for a USPA or a world fight, world title fight.
When they were discussing the ratings, it wasn't based on the win-loss of the boxer, the win-loss record of the boxer, or the caliber of the opponent of the boxer that they fought, or even the how well they fought the fight. It was based on who the promoter was. It was based upon whether there was monies paid in order to get the boxer rated. The bigger the promoter, the larger the sanctioning fees, and that's what really mattered to this organization. The boxer's ability was not as important.
As we went over the ratings, each weight class, if there was a fighter that I guess that the manager or promoter had paid money or something else, gifts or whatever, President Lee would say, can you move this guy up? Or we got to take care of this guy.
And ain't that King's fighter?
Yeah, that's Maradonna's King's fighter. King would probably be happier to have...
Beavers delivered the cash to Bob Lee Sr. at these meetings with a technique that ensured the FBI camera caught the action.
This was just something I had it taped to my leg so that I couldn't just take it out of my pocket and hand it to him because it would be too quick and they might miss it on camera. This way it would take a while. I don't remember how much was in this envelope. It might have been 10,000, but I'm not sure. Price of doing business with the IBF.
I was astounded by what I was seeing on the videotapes. Here you have this organization claiming to the world that these fighters would be rated fairly based on their record, based upon the caliber of their opponents, based upon the quality of their wins. And it turns out you've got two guys sitting in a hotel room talking about, what they had for dinner, and then going through the ratings division by division, talking about primarily who the fighters' promoters were. That seemed to be the determinative factor in deciding how to rate these fighters.
Yeah, no, that's the committee. When the U.S. Attorney asked me who was on the ratings committee, I didn't know who was on the ratings committee. And I've been the chairman of the ratings committee for like 14 years or something.
Well, listen, what do you want to do with that? Maybe...
References to the payments were in code.
One of the things they used to describe money that was being passed back and forth was, one word was ginseng. Another time they referred to it as Christmas turkey.
Ginseng, and I just give you one.
Go get the ginseng. That's the way it went.
Get a payday like you did last year. How about a Christmas turkey for us?
Of course, I'm sure you've heard on the tapes it's getting close to Christmas and where's the turkeys, that type thing, but nothing like go pick up the cash. That was never said.
But you don't want turkey up, do you? Especially this close to the holiday.
Yeah. That's close to Turkey Day.
That's right.
It ain't nothing like some pig.
You gotta have some pig in it, right?
To make them reach down and touch your soul, man.
It became clear that they had their own code words or nicknames for certain promoters when they discussed certain fighters and who was promoting them. One name that they used was Fuzzy when they were referring to Don King, and the Fat Man when they were referring to Cedric Kushner.
Okay. But what's Fuzzy Wuzzy going to say?
Every month when we went over the ratings, it was one promoter's fighters that's all we talked about. Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Maybe we can make Judah number 3 and McClendon number 4. Leave 2 vacant.
Okay. But what's Fuzzy Wuzzy going to say? Or does he give a shit about this guy?
You paid him money and you got the advantage. So that's what, it only takes one person to corrupt the whole system, because then the other people got to pay just to keep the playing field level.
One of the others was Cedric Kushner.
Correct.